Hey guys, it's Hammond doing love, and today for Movie Monday, I'm going to be doing a retro review of the 1985 film, The Breakfast Club, so let's get into it. So this was a film I saw in my film class, and prior to this, I didn't know what to think of the movie. I heard a lot of people saying it was fantastic, I heard it was kind of but man, I gotta say, this is a film that really surprised me. I love this movie. This movie is basically about a group of 6 high school students who are in detention one Saturday. They do various bad acts, and they're there and they interact with each other, and we learn through their issues and who they truly are. One of the reasons this film really surprised me is the way the characters act. This is a film where not a lot happens. It's simple plot. It's only one location, this high school, and it's just not a lot happens. But what we get through this movie is the dialogue, brilliantly written by John Hughes, which is suitable for each of the actors. People in this movie have, Anthony Michael Hall, Emilio Estevez, Molly Ringwald, just to name a few. And yeah, they had great careers after this, but they're kind of unknown at this point. And I feel like they really do a great job in this film. This is a film that is really funny. The comedy really hits. It's so natural in the way it feels, but there's also some dramatic scenes which I think are really good. And one thing I'll say a lot in this review is how natural and real this film feels. This feels like actual high school students from that time period in detention. A lot of that has to do with the direction. And one thing I love about the direction is the way how John Hughes films the dialogue. For instance, let's say if a character is talking about a point, in the shot, we don't see the character talking. We actually see the reaction of other characters. What do they think about what this person's saying? Do they like it? Do they not? Do they think it's weird? Are they like, that's cool? What's their reaction to it? And that tells a lot about these characters and what they've been through. Another thing that I think The Breakfast Club does masterfully is how it sets up stereotypes and breaks them down. For instance, let's take Andrew. He is the jock kid played by Emilio Estevez, who does a really great job in this film, as does everyone, but he's kind of this jock kid. He plays a sport, and you're like, okay, we kind of know about him, because I've seen this character 10 million times before in other movies, but throughout the film, we learn he might be a bit different, and that's one thing I really love about this movie, knocking down these stereotypes and kind of discovering these people's issues. And I don't know, it's just really well done. We get this sense of pacing and kind of how we kind of are set up to know who these characters are. We don't know these characters' names right away, and that's what I love about it. These people feel real and natural. What's excellent about this film as well is the way it uses music, a lack of it. Yeah, there's a couple of popular songs in the movie, but a lot of it, the movie is just very quiet. It's just characters sitting there, standing around, not doing that much, which I think is almost in a way genius, because we really kind of get to see how these people act, and it feels real. They're in detention for 8 hours, and these times when it's just quiet, you really feel kind of the time, like, okay, you really kind of feel the time going by, and in a good way, so that way you can feel the characters feel this detention. But I think that was just a really great aspect of the film. When there is actually music in the movie, it's really good and fits the mood great. Another thing I really love about this film is we hear about these characters' home lives, but we never see it. There's no flashbacks, or we never see, what happened to get these characters in here, which I really love. Flashbacks can be a great storytelling too, but I feel like in this film, John Hughes is like, you know what? We're not going to use those. I'm going to use the acting in the movie and what the characters say, so you can imagine in your own mind, which I think is just really genius. And another thing about The Breakfast Club is it kind of feels like an overview of all 80s movies, but it does it very indirectly. If I go to, say, watch a movie like Deadpool, I know that the film's going to commentate on the superhero genre. But if I see The Breakfast Club, I know, okay, it's going to talk about those 80 movies, but it's not like a full-on commentary. It does it very indirectly. And the dialogue is so well written. There's a lot of great quotes that I've heard. They're like, oh, that's from this movie. Yeah, it is. That's really awesome. And that's one thing I really love. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I love the ending to this movie. I think it's one of my favorite endings in cinema history, up there with Return of the Jedi. It's just really great in this movie, and it really fits the tone. And what I will say about this is it's realistic, and that's what I like. And it made me just really in great movie. And one thing that I think makes The Breakfast Club so good is You can watch the movie as, oh, I had a couple of good laughs, it was a good made movie, or you can dive deeper into it and really kind of dissect the meanings. I think when a film can do both, that's when it reaches the level of being a fantastic film. And with that, I'm going to give The Breakfast Club a 9 out of 10. Well, guys, that'll do it. Let me know what you think down below. How you seen this movie? If so, what did you think of it? Until next time, this has been Tam and doing it well, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Take care.